Welcome, everybody, to the Breachers VRML Season 1, Week 2, Saturday Night Fights. My name is Nightfire with 2 E's, and I will be your sole conductor in today's journey into the high tier, honestly, of the Breachers VRML. With the squad coming in here, both Bandit and Determined. This shows I still have my headband on. Both Bandit and Determined coming in off of strong preseasons. They've been winning so far in Season 1, albeit there's only been 1 to 2 games. They have won their first game of the respective seasons. We can see that here on their overall scorelines, 1-0 apiece. They both did have to play out all 3 maps. Wow. Their matches were not easy. They almost played the maximum amount of rounds they could in that one game they played, the both of them. So if anything, they're coming in off of the backs of some very hard-fought victories. I anticipate both teams to put up a very good fight then this afternoon, and we honestly could be in for a very exciting battle back and forth here between Bandit and Determined. Oh, I didn't purge my replays from yesterday, but you can catch that matchup live, Ling versus Nitrogen, a fun one that we tuned into. We'll do that once we get into the start of round 1. I'm going to go ahead and notify the players that we are ready when they are. As I see here, I do believe we have a full lobby ready to go. Map 1, waiting still for the team to vote on where we're headed for map number 1. But we will be diving in to the first map of this series in the game of Breachers. If you are just tuning in and you don't know what Breachers is, it's a 5 versus 5 search and destroy style game mode, much like the game Rainbow Six Siege, but in virtual reality, where you are opening up walls with utility items like grenades and C4 and swinging through windows, all while trying to plant or defuse a bomb. The defending team trying to eliminate the attacking team and prevent them from planting on the objective. Ultimately is a best of 7, or first to 7, not a best of 7. That's like a best of 12, I think, technically. First to 7 wins the map, and we play 3 maps. Each round is about 2.5 minutes long, and we swap sides after 6 rounds played. So both teams get to attack and defend, but you could technically win a game in 7 rounds, meaning if you win all 6 of your attacking rounds and 1 defending round. I think that's the gist of it, though. Season 1 sponsored by several fantastic sponsors, ultimately coming in for a prize pool of $8,500 in cash and hardware that these teams are competing for. At the end of the season, the top 8 teams in the region battle on into the postseason tournament where they get a chance to compete for that $8,500 prize pool. So ultimately, all of these teams that are playing over the course of a 12 to 15-week regular season are simply trying to qualify into the postseason tournament. Every win matters. You go up in rank if you win. You go down in rank if you lose. And ultimately, with the preseason being so exciting and the postseason of the preseason being so fun, and now Season 1 with the prize pool on the line, I really think that we are in store for some fantastic matches for the course of Season 1. I've bought enough time for us to get into round 1. And I will go ahead and get those replays fixed there. And from now on, we'll be capturing new ones for this Bandit Determined series so that I can cut a shorts clip video of the matchup with the best highlights. I think we also do have a repository, drive where we want you at home to also submit clips of plays, because sometimes I don't do the replay of some of the best plays of the week, and so ultimately we really do need that extra bit of help in just stockpiling clips so that it's much easier to kind of put them together. It's a team effort. is what it comes down to. But, yeah, we just released our first Week 1 top plays short. I'll be working on a full Week 1 highlights video that we can hopefully release on Monday. You'll have all of the clips that we have for Week 1. Probably do a little announcement. That'll announce the watch party for that. But for now, we are into the action. We don't have to wait for clips. We got them being generated right in front of us, or nearly, as Rico battles away. Elevate. See a bunch of folks in chat, and I appreciate everyone stopping in. The underdog this afternoon is Bandit. The dominant voting in the connoisseur system on the website, going towards the determined team, 44 to like 8 or something. Maybe even less, 44 to 3. And so a lot of players, a lot of folks in the community anticipating that determined will come out on top here. And while the community's been pretty accurate so far, they have been off on a couple of very close games in the early weeks of Season 1. And, man, it has just been a lot of fun to tune in to what has been a lot of really great games for Week 1. Hats off to all the players that have been playing during these casts. I know a little extra pressure sometimes when you're getting live broadcasts, but it's been a ton of fun to tune in, and interesting to see a very slow, determined offense here. Methodical, maybe the better word, as they're clearing out that upper floor to ensure that Castle and Dark Moon are safe. Smart, because they do it as a team, especially in the pistol rounds. The numbers really do matter. But they clear that top floor, and they're going to send the Castle and Dark Moon duo through the hatch while this trio works their way in towards A site. That seems to be the plan. Let's see what the timing looks like from Determined. Seems like a countdown came in, and they both swinged in sync. They have to open up this next wall as they block some vision down a doorway. They'll still get caught out through the wall as we open up here into our first engagement of the afternoon. Down comes Castle through the hatch, and they'll catch 1, 2. On the backside, Glitch denies entry through the doorway, and so we trade down consistently to the wire here. I think I missed that one. See? I don't get all the replays. Back and forth until it's suddenly a 2v1. Really good initial attacking and then rotating on the defense. Oh, the push, and look at the swing there from Glitch. They had tucked into a tighter corner. Bandit come out on top and weather a very coordinated storm from Determined on the pistol round to open things up. This series is going to be an exciting one. You're going to want to get your notebooks out. Get the pen and paper out. Study some of these strategies here this afternoon. Ooh. Off to the races. Top floor now for round 2. A small buy from Bandit. Oh, not small. Pretty committed. Glitched and Sauceman picking up rifles. I imagine if they had the ability to... Oh, Kai could get a rifle too. So I stand corrected. I was about to say maybe they would have picked up more than 3 if they had the option, but Kai certainly could get one. So they're sticking with the 3. Or the 2, excuse me. No rifles, obviously, on the side of Determined. If anything, really minimizing their spending this round. Not even buying into any pistols. I think the general consensus is that the default pistol is not your ideal pistol. Oh, and there's Elevate going down to some well-placed trip mines. 2 of them stacked up against each other that will catch a full kill right away. I believe Rico saw a glitched robot in that corner as they crossed over, and Determined are determined to push here. They are not letting anything slow them down despite that pick. They have control of the locker rooms, and they're ready to open up B site. Not often do we see a heavy B push. It more often is A side, but B is on the menu here for Determined. Static emitter is down to slow them if they do try and enter hard and fast through B site. But ultimately, it won't deny them unless they doubled up there. No, they didn't. It won't deny them the ability to push into B. They can still go around it. B site gets opened up. Rise Optimal stays tucked in. And on the backside, we have Elevate slowly working their way up here. Their goal to push into this back hallway. Be a threat to this team as they decide to push into B site. Glitched will catch one from that long angle. They're just trying to do damage with the pistols. This good bet flies in. They'll go down to Sauceman, and here comes Elevate on the backside to catch the final kill. Dark Moon backs all the way off. Swings over to A site. They are getting pushed. Continues to run away, likely getting called out by Kai. And 5 bandits to the 1 determined Dark Moon attacker. And the folks that were so heavily weighing into Determined, I gotta wonder how they're feeling with these opening rounds from Bandit. Elevate will catch the final kill, and not a kill will come in for Determined. In the chaos, they can't find anything with pistols, rightfully. But they were going up against pistols in some respects. 2 rifles, obviously, in those hands. But let's look at the kills, because that's a important factor, more so than in really any other shooter in VR. Because each kill gives you cash. Your KD, more importantly your K, is a indicator of your team's economy and how well you're doing. If you look at Determined, there's only 3 kills in those last 2 rounds in comparison to almost 10. Well, obviously, 10 there for Bandit. It's a lot more money. It's a lot more cash into Bandit's team just from kills alone. I often say, even when a series is really close, the kills are close, or at least the losing team is still finding kills. And this round is going to be vital for Determined. The full buy here, they'll need to get at least a few pickups here, and ideally come out unscathed with a really clean offensive push in round 3. And to be frank, they've been looking very clean. Their approaches have been coordinated. They're in sync. Maybe a touch too aggressive because we've seen them push in to double trip mines already today. But they fully clear the top floor and get ready for their hatch play down into A site, which is guarded by the likes of Kai and Sauceman. What kind of pacing are Determined looking for? Are they going to go for that fast? I mean, honestly, I can't be certain, and I don't think neither can the Bandit team, considering how Determined have been sort of slow playing, methodically playing their offensive rounds so far. I anticipate that to continue as Elevate will kick things off. Nothing happening here on the top floors. Nothing on the mid, and Elevate gets one roaming there. I think that's a bottom floor roam. Yeah, it is. Not easy to roam on Factory. You can really get separated from your team, and retaking objectives isn't the worst, but you really could leave opportunities for your opponent to plant when you're roaming the bottom floor and your opponent's push the top. Fortunate enough that they've found a kill so far, and a botchinate there from Dark Moon. They can't pick it up. They try and throw it up through the hatch. Kai goes down with a triple. They scoop up and shut down the entry. A very solid double kill Bandit continue to put on a very good showing on map 1. I wonder what I feel like it's a 60-40 percentage in terms of factory favoring or being more favorable to defense than offense. I'd say 60% defense, 40% offense, but that's just my spectating knowledge coming in, not necessarily that play knowledge. I always like to have Phil and Martini, the other folks on the casting team, to chime in on stuff like that. But should be seeing some new faces coming in over the course of next week. I'll be going over caster applications alongside content creation applications. And it will be adding a bunch of new folks into the production team over the course of next week. So you may start to see some new faces popping up on the YouTube channel. Please do give them your full support, and remember, it can be a little nerve-wracking hosting a show like this. Because it's the 4th loss in a row, Determined are actually not economically damaged as bad as they would normally be in a preseason matchup. You see here in this 4th round, after full buying in round 3, they're still full buying because they're getting a 3,000 cash deposit. And so they should be able to put up a solid contest here in round 4. Managed to open up base site, but a nice nade toss there will catch Evil Pancake. Rico and good better. All that's left for Determined on the entry to A site. More utility, and it could be detrimental. Glitched Robot will catch Rico. Down goes another as Sauceman springs their trap from the stairs. And Castle and Dark Moon completely back off and will be saving on the roof after a really nice pinch from Bandit to shut down Determined there. And again, I didn't get any replays. This is why we need you clipping things so that the week-to-week highlights aren't me forgetting to clip replays. Oh, interesting math done by Slash there. The kills alone, at least a round ago, was giving Bandit 2K. I'd love to have a graph, you know? Oh, maybe that's something we can request. Another chart. A live graph of economy. Wouldn't that be cool? Whoops. Well, whatever. We're in a holding pattern, so we can look at match history. But something like this, that then maybe a graph, or I meant to do the scoreboard, because I feel like if we had some graphs, an economy pop up, that'd be pretty cool, huh? Really put Offbeat to task with that one, but yeah, I think that'd be a pretty cool little sheet to show growth and decline of economies of teams. Great idea, chat. Glad we workshopped that together while we ecoed on the top floor here. Good time killer. Let's do... I don't even know if I've gotten enough clips to do match clips yet. But 4-0 opener for Bandit. And just enough to pick up a couple of rifles on Determined. That was their... Oh, that was their third, so that was 2,500. If they lose here, next round they'll be able to full buy as well. It's interesting. Those economy changes really do impact these later rounds when a team like Bandit is doing as well as they are. Actually, now I do want to look at the scoreboard and not imagine an economy graph, because if I am correct, yeah, the Determined team just has not been finding kills this afternoon on Factory. And, you know, it's the early weeks, so while it certainly can seem like teams are being appropriately matched. We still could be getting those sort of offset matches, but I don't even think that's the case because I do know both these teams coming in from the preseason. And honestly, it could just be a tough offensive set here for Determined. We'll have to see how things shake up when they get to swap sides after 6 rounds. But we're not out of the woods yet. 2 rounds here at the back half of the set would be nice. It'd put them up in a position to defend and potentially grab themselves a map win yet. So we've seen in their first sets in Season 1 already that both of these teams have gone nearly the full distance of rounds played. Maybe that an indicator on swinging score lines. Who knows? Okay, we'll have to see what we do get as the setup comes in. Sauceman nades themselves in the corner. A fortunate occurrence there for Determined. That's a big death there. Ooh, and a nice nade that comes down and catches Rise Optimal through the hatch. Here comes the team pouring through. All 4 inside a site, and where is the retake from Elevate? Nowhere in sight. The EMP can get planted, and what a complete reversal as Elevate springs their trap on the back end. They catch 1, make it 2. Castle drops back, they go down, make it 3. They're not out of the woods just yet. EMP still not planted, make it 4. Can they find the 5th? Rico and this team from Determined had it. Elevate clutches. What did we just see? I can't clip that because it was too long. That needs to go into the highlights. A 1v5 clutch. Oh, man. Determined in full control. Oh, that stings. Oh, that stings. They had that round completely swept through that defense. They get a free kill from a team kill grenade. They get a beautiful nade down the hatch. They breach in as a full squad, completely swarm in, find the 2 kills they need, have control, but as they retreat, nobody gets an eye on that stair line. And up comes Elevate to clutch in 5 kills in a row. Bandit, I see it in chat, Bandit is going crazy. That's simply the facts. This team is absolutely playing their hats off right now. And Determined are coming in full force. They are coordinated, on point, synced up on their pushes. They have plays in mind. There's no lack of experience or knowledge here. It's simply a very solid Bandit defensive set. And we'll get another exciting round here as Determined are going to jump in for another attack fully equipped. A site seems to be the play this time. Doused in smoke, Darkmoon and Castle make their way into a absolute bonanza of bullets as Glitched Robot and Sauceman defend. A nade comes in onto the corner and catches Goodbet trying to push in. A beautiful toss over to Glitched Robot will have them go down, but not before Determined will be left with just 2, Dark Moon and Evil Pancake in a 2v4. A side's wide open, but where's the EMP? And what is the play to retrieve it and plant it? Down there in front of Evil Pancake. Ooh, and a big pickup from Dark Moon. If that had been scooped up from Pancake, that would have absolutely set them off. Down goes Elevate, and that is a big pickup. Now into a 2v1 as Rise Optimal has to clutch things up. The BMP going down. And finally, Determined put together the last few kills in the round. And ultimately take a big one. Going 6-0 means that you just have to win this pistol set, but whew. What a back and forth we're into this afternoon. Determined finally starting to wake up a bit. And as we swap sides, Determined will defend, Bandit will attack. Whew. What a battle. And what a swing we have in momentum this afternoon. A shout out to, again, everyone tuning in, enjoying the action. Hope you're having a good time. I know I am. We set up on B side. And look at this, Evil Pancake on that top floor, ready to spring a trap, potentially dump a nade out, but some quick pre-fire and both windows getting opened up. Dark Moon a threat on the top floor as well. It won't linger too long on the outside, though, and everyone moves into B site. You don't want to linger here too long either. You can be easily pinched. And that does seem to be the plan for Bandit. They fly into B, which is wide open. EMP goes down, but not before a couple of trades and battles occur. Dark Moon flies out the window to come back down to bottom floor as Elevate swings to defend. They'll go down to Dark Moon in a battle inside the back end of B, and now Kai can't fend things off as Dark Moon finds the kill. The EMP's down, and Glitch Robot tries to win a 1v2 and can't. They get reinforcements over the top from Rise Optimal and turns it into a 1v2 in favor of Bandit. EMP's down, and both players with a slice of health. All Rico needs to do is touch Glitched Robot in the chest with their pistol, and they'll lock in this round, but Glitched sneaks and slithers on the floor around the corner and catches the final kill they need to put Bandit a round away from taking map 1. Holy moly, week 3 highlights are going to be sweet, huh? This is week 2. I can't believe it. This is only week 2. This is crazy. Hats off to the folks at home for voting on this one and wanting to tune in. Definitely a couple of clips that I haven't been able to capture that we're going to need to do manually this afternoon. You know, I'll do it tonight. As a reminder, you can check out the new Week 1 Top Plays short that just came out. You're already here at the YouTube channel. You can just pop it up. It's a minute long. Watch it in between a round. Give it a thumbs up. Help support the algorithm. Help support the channel. Get more folks into the game of Breachers, playing VRML, playing competitively, enjoying the casts. Help grow the numbers. Get more sponsors. You know the drill, okay? It's a team effort. We appreciate all the support, though. We are, I believe, over 800 subscribers. Let me do a refresh. We were at 797 before we started. We just need 3 more. Have we not gotten 3 more? Oh, we're at 799. If you haven't subscribed, please get us over 800. 800 subs after week 2 of season 1. That's definitely a tremendous amount of support coming in there from the Breachers community, and we're going to continue to grow this channel and continue to grow the competitive scene of Breachers. With highlights like this, it's going to be pretty dang easy. As Kai and Elevate work their way in. And, man, I wish I had... You know what? We'll have to reach out. Maybe they were recording. Wish we had that first person perspective of that ace, but... Here comes Bandit. Fully equipped against a... very lightly equipped, determined defense. Round 8, they have 2 wins. No, 1 win, and everyone able to get a rifle? Wow, that's crazy. Oh, no, except glitched. Okay, 4 rifle buys. That's the full commit. Down they come through the hatch. Sauceman finds the first kill. Kai suppressing through the window, and the rest of the team already here and synced, ready to push in. Castle hearing this push, a little concerned as Sauceman watches for the flank from Castle. Very wary of the threat. Elevate and the rest of the team will start to push through. Kai and Elevate make their way in. The rest of the team defending here on site. A double kill coming in with the Taurus over the top. Dark Moon and Evil actually connecting. There's another from Evil Pancake. They can't get the third, though, and it's Elevate who catches another double themselves. A back and forth on B site that leaves us into a 1v2, make it a 2v none And Bandit locking in map number 1, 7-1. A speechless, I don't know, dare I say, but again, you look at where the votes were, it was all determined all the time from the community this afternoon, and like I said, we're still in the early weeks of the season, so it's hard to even be so positive on who's going to win games. But I really do think that Bandit brought a very, very clean defensive set. Big clutch from Elevate really turns the tide. That could have been 4-2. You know, determined in some semblance of control going into the defensive set, but with a 5v1 clutch, a 1v5 clutch coming in, and wow, what a battle from the Bandit team. And what do we get for map 2? Ship on the table. Do we pick into that? Do we get a timeout? All questions that we have. Not getting any info on any timeout. So I'll let them know we're ready to go. And we'll take a quick hydration break. Afterwards, which we will shout out our sponsors. Just added a new one this week. It's Helga, the esports manager bot. You can find Helga by checking the link over in the Discord. I think !Helga will also pop it up. But it is a subscription-based service. The bot helps you organize matches, scrims, really optimizes the calendar and scheduling process, and also gives you some really cool additional bonus stats, behind-the-scenes kind of stuff about your team and how they play on certain maps if you've been using the Helga bot. So I do recommend you go get your first month free by clicking on that Discord link and joining and checking out Helga, seeing if you can help optimize your team's scheduling process if you need the help. They're, again, a new sponsor. They're providing first and second place team captains for NA and EU with lifetime subscriptions to the service. So we're really happy to have them on board. Also, a shout out to HyperX, providing us with some high-quality gear like the Quadcast S, the Cloud 2s, the... Where's the case? There it is. The HyperX Cloud earbuds, which can connect Bluetooth to your phone or wirelessly to your computer using the wireless dongle. Seamlessly transition using the click of a button. It's really cool in-ear product that I do actually use quite often when I'm not gaming. Even when you're gaming, it's a good headset. But regardless, they provide a variety of products that I do have, and they have provided me as a VRML caster. They also do provide this kit and this fantastic hardware to some of our other casters. You should be seeing it on Filibust stream soon enough, and also Martini, both getting the HyperX caster package. So happy to have that get sent out to them, and really do appreciate the HyperX support. Also, shout out to ProTube VR, offering fantastic stock options for your controllers. Help stabilize your aim in-game with a ProTube. The mag tube is this right here. It has an attachment, a cup that goes to the bottom of your controller, and then that magnetically snaps onto the stock, which you obviously use to help stabilize your aim off of your shoulder. Really cool tool. A really cool sponsorship that we have with ProTube. You can use code ILOVEVRML at checkout to get a discount on your ProTube. And we really would appreciate if you do that and show the support for the VRML. I also forgot to mention we have a coupon code for HyperX as well. If you want 15% off of your purchase in the U.S., you can use code HXVRML23. HXVRML23. That'll get you 15% off on any purchase in the U.S., excluding exclusive products like the Naruto products that the HyperX team does provide. Also, obviously, a shout-out to Triangle Factory. We're in the process of working out more details around the in-game VRML gun skin that will be available thanks to our partnership with Triangle Factory. They also are contributing into that cash prize pool, which now totals in at over $8,600 in cash and hardware. And so we really do appreciate all of the support from all of our sponsors. Please do check them out. Use the coupon codes. Tell them you came from the stream. And we really would appreciate that. It helps a long way with us in finding more sponsors, getting more folks involved, and we're hopeful to have some more sponsors being added over the course of Season 1. So keep your eyes peeled on the announcements channel. And if you want to be a sponsor for the VRML, you can reach out to me at nightfire@vrmasterleague.com. That's Nightfire with 2 E's just below me at vrmasterleague.com if you're interested in becoming a sponsor for the VRML Season 1 of Breachers. I think that's all of the business, though. And I'm getting info from the Determined squad that we should be, or the Bandit squad, excuse me, that we should be getting in momentarily. Just currently waiting for a 5th to connect for the Bandit team, and then we will be getting into Map 2. A promising start for the Bandit squad, 7-1 opening things up, but we'll see what Determined can do on the second map. They looked clean and coordinated on Map 1. They just couldn't finish things off or find the right kills they needed to get themselves into the positions they were looking for. But I do think there's a good chance that we'll see some solid rounds from them coming into Map 2. We will just have to patiently wait for that. And while we wait, we'll run some clips of our first map. And when we come back, it'll be Map 2 of the series. Don't go anywhere. Watch the short. Actually, go watch the short video. Do it now, because we just had the 5th connect, so we might not have to go to intermission. Watch it on your phone. It's meant for mobile. It's in the shorts format. Watch the week 1 top plays. There's a really good triple kill and a pistol round there. Or actually, I think it was an eco round, but I stalled long enough. Look at that. We don't got to go to intermission. We go to round 2 is where we go. Oh, did I break the replays? Hold on. Let's see if that fixes it. There we go. Oh, that'll be a weird one for the that'll be a weird clip for the highlight reel. Put that one in the week 2 highlights? I don't know. We'll see what we get here for Map 2 of this matchup. Determined on the attack again. And so we will go ahead and swap the teams on top there for you. Put Bandit on the defense and Determined pushing in to the upper floor to first set things up for their breach down into B site. They likely want to be coordinated, entering in from, looks like smartly, not the stairs. There's a trip mine waiting for them to come down the stairs. Instead, they come in through the courtyard, which has its risks as you're vulnerable to several windows outside the courtyard. But for now, they'll be safe and sound. A smoke grenade to their back, and they push in to B site. The play very much going to be that B push. This trio will likely set up around the management entryway. We'll see a hatch opening up here. Just Kai and Sauceman defending for now, and a beautiful nade from Darkmoon catches 1 kill. A second comes in but doesn't catch Kai. And a premium opening for the Determined offense. A nice fight back there from Kai as they catch one. Rest of the team reconnecting on the second floor of B side as they open up the wall, using that hatch simply for a grenade, and now Darkmoon flies in for a kill. The 1v1 on the corner as Darkmoon catches a second. Where is the Bandit defense? They have to crash back. We're into a 2v2. On that push, they lost several. And they have Elevate and Rise Optimal rotating around on a retake flank. Darkmoon almost catches Elevate. Rise Optimal sees the lean. They get pinged, and Elevate springs through the doorway, well aware of their enemy's position. Really good teamwork from the duo there. And And another clutch for Determined, for this Bandit team. Determined looking like they had that push in their control. Castle, what a snap too, finds a big pick. Needs the double here with Elevate. They have more HP. EMP is down. And Castle connects with the headshot. A beautiful clutch play there. Finally Determined wrapping things up. I suppose they had a round before, but their second round of the afternoon, and they're in the lead. Map 2. Definitely delivering on the action. Taking a look at chat, I see a bunch of folks hanging out, and I do appreciate you all stopping by. Looks like we got Flair, Ryan, Angel, Brabadabato, FaZe, Slash, Goria Guy, JJ Twins, Scarecrow. Thank you all for jumping in and hanging out this afternoon. I do appreciate you. Ryan. I see Ryan in there. There's probably an Alex in here, too. I mean, I'm an Alex. I can guarantee there's an Alex in here. I'm a Nightfire. Bandit. Looking to lock in another defensive round. Or their first defensive round of map 2, but oh, this is interesting. A full triple setup here. And as soon as they... Yeah, this is good coordination and teamwork from Determined as they fly into A's site. A beautiful swing. Oh, we have to break that down. We got to do a series where I'm breaking down plays because that was excellent. The way that they swung in there. Very well done. Good defense from Castle on the corner with that Vezin. Elevate there, gets shut down, and what a play from Determined. So they had one that had already grappled at the start of the round and was on the window. The other two players got in position to grapple but waited. And the reason they waited is because that once they shot those grapples, a very, very observant defender, I believe, can hear those grapples. And so when those came, they had to then immediately swing through the window in order for the very observant defender to be caught off guard, because they would hear something, go, what's that? And then suddenly 3 players are swinging through the window, which is what happened. They find the kills they need. They have the teamwork and the coordination from the doorway entry, and then shortly after the push comes, the breach comes through. And so they open up that site completely, have full control, and a very nice play from Determined on that pistol round. They go up 2-0, and we're seeing a bit of a reversal in momentum on map 2 this afternoon, as Bandit certainly dominated map 1, but Determined always was coordinated in their efforts. We did see, at the very least, a lot of that coming in from them. Good bet here, doing a bit of drone work. Completely clears out their server room push. And so the team will be able to enter in here free and clear. No trip mines or static emitters or aggressive defenders with grenades. We may actually see some trades happening on the other side of the map, but on objective is the focus for us at the moment, with Castle, Dark Moon, Good Bet all here, and ultimately the EMP in Good Bet's hands. Rico will go down, away from objective, and a good nade tossed in there. Just chunks down Good Bet, but does initially push them off after that flash came through. Static emitter down on a common plant position. And Good Bet trying to rid Glitched Robot, who's managed to tuck in and is fending off this push. Another flash comes in. That doesn't catch Glitched Robot, but the duo does finally. It cost them an extra life, and in the chaos, it'll be a double kill and then a third getting picked up there by the Bandit team. And chaos, I think, is the right word, because that was a chaotic defensive push in to what was otherwise an organized attack. Determined, even after the loss, though, aren't damaged too much. With 2 wins in the pocket, they had enough economy that off of that loss, they could get a full bye here into round 4. Next round, they won't be so lucky, but at the very least, they have the full bye going into round 4, going up against Bandit, who also, with a couple left alive after that last round, able to hold on to some rifles and come into this 4th round fully equipped. Little drone work coming in as they open up that site and try and figure out where this defense is set up on. With Rise Optimal inside the B bathroom, it could be one of the first defenders they run into. That nade not going through the doorway, but it still catches Evil Pancake. It actually bounced onto the corner and got one. Rise Optimal completely surrounded by 4 determined players. Again, in sync, pushing together. It's up to Bandit to battle against this, as they do with a rotate from Elevate, who catches the back of one. They do open up on site a kill, and Elevate almost gets picked up by Goodbet. Goodbet will tuck in, swing in through the open site, try and plant on B, but not before they lose their Overwatch. It's Darkmoon and Goodbet alone, and Darkmoon is still inside B site and can still defend. EMP goes down, and it's going to be a retake for Kai and Elevate. Ooh, they catch Elevate there. Or excuse me, Goodbet. Elevate finds the kill. And as Kai connects with the team, it's Darkmoon in a 1v2. Relatively unaware of the position of this duo, thinking that they're going to get flanked. And the reality is that on objective, they're being pushed. They pop up for 1, and down goes Kai. The double gets picked up. This time it's Darkmoon's turn to clutch for their team. 1 clip, 2 bodies. And Determined go up 3-1 on map 2. Trying to push for that 7-1 on map 2 themselves and take us to a map 3 decider. The connoisseurs breathing a little bit easier on this second map. But even so, let's take a look at the scoreboard. Bandit have been finding kills. I think the big difference that we saw was that with the last map, Determined really weren't able to fight like we are seeing Bandit here because they didn't have the economy. They just weren't getting enough money from kills into their team's pocket. And Bandit are able to hang in there with 4 kills apiece. That's not a lot, but it's money that's helping their economy management here and allowing them to buy 3 rifles in this 5th round. Otherwise, they would really be in bad shape, and they would be full ecoing here. A full setup here for the Determined team as they barrel through. A site will be uncontested. Rise Optimal in the short corner is looking for a battle. And quickly drop off, and Glitched Robot on the other side through the smoke. Tries to get a nade around onto Rico and does at the cost of their life. On site. Castle finds, I think, a triple kill, and Kai is left alone on defense, determined with 4 alive. Completely swinging momentum, and at this stage, Kai should try and eco this round. Try and hold on to the rifle for the final round, because they're not going to have more than 2. Otherwise, they need this 3rd rifle. Risky to vault because on that drop-down audio could be giving away info to the determined offense who's just around the corner. They're all defending from the retake, though, which will not be coming. And I gotta wonder if they'll push B site after this, or if it's even worth it. See in chat, Bandit is chaos. You can't predict chaos. Yeah? We're seeing at least a very good defense from Bandit. They're making it hard for Determined, but Determined, just like they were on map 1, they're very in sync. They're just finding the kills they need now. They weren't the round before, but maybe it's the map change. It's not the side. But something is a little bit different about the Determined team here on Skyscraper, and they may be going into this back half of the map 2 with a 5-1 lead if they can execute well here. Again, that save allows for 3 rifles to be in the hands of Bandit instead of just 2. But there is only 3. An RCP and a Omen coming in on the other side of the other 2. Late game static emitters coming out. I say late, but a few static emitters out. Rise Optimal catches a kill. Through the smokes, where? Interesting. Looks like Determined not focusing on pushing through the server room side. Instead, we have a duo here, and where is the rest of this team? I can't even find them. Oh, they're also on the roof. No one's pushed in. That's why everyone's still up here on the roof and Determined, trying to slow things down a little bit, adjusting the pace, because they have really been charging into the objective areas pretty quickly. Yeah, I think it is just a matter of timing. And ultimately, the inside duo going to try and sync up with the outside duo, working their way in through the windows. You might want to watch Kai and Elevate, though, who are tucked into the stairs. They're ready to spring a trap, and Evil Pancake swings out to shut it down. They lose one over the top in the chaos, though, and the window entry goes well with a kill of their own. Bandit are left with 2. Glitched Robot does some good damage there, but does get chipped down just a bit. They'll fly out and catch a kill onto the corner. In the meantime, the rest of the Bandit team went down, and Determined are up 5-1 on map 2. We go into a economy reset and side swap, and they just need 2 pistol rounds to move us on to a map 3 decider. It's not done yet. There's plenty of room for Bandit to come back, but Determined definitely executed well and were very coordinated on their offensive push there. It's what we saw on Factory, but it just the pushes were just defended against by Bandit so well that they would get shut down kind of right away when they were trying to all swing into a space. They would all kind of just go down. And hats off to, I think, Bandit on map 1 in particular. But map 2 here, they're having a bit of a tougher time. We do swap sides now, though, and maybe Bandit will have a nice attacking set. Not there yet, though. A couple more seconds, and then we'll see what Bandit are bringing to the table on the offense. Castle goes down. The pistol battle inside the bathroom goes the way of Determined. Albeit slightly after a nice breach and a kill there from Kai. Turn into a 3v3, and in goes Glitched Robot. They'll be looking down the long angle, waiting for Pancake to spring their elbows and traps, and Sauceman's planting through the window. Down goes Robot and Kai nearly, but Kai with a slice of health finds the headshots they need. Knows there's one more inside the bathroom, but blindly shoots rounds in. And Dark Moon needs Pancake to sync up with them, but is worried because Sauceman's here. Dark Moon catches the kill they need. And a really nice plant here where Sauceman's defending. Pancake tries to vault out and get rid of Sauceman, but can't, and they're going to have to bait the defuse. The problem is that Sauceman can fly down the minute they trigger that, and a really nice play from Bandit. A very good bit of coordination. The plant through the window on that spot. Very unique. And, oof. Who is the star player? Let's take a look at the scoreboard this afternoon. Dark Moon on Determined with 10 kills, hitting the double digits in the first 7 rounds. 7 for Castle, 7 for Glitched. And this is just in map 2. Map 1, obviously, Bandit executing very well. Had a substantial more kills than Determined. And like I said, Bandit is hanging in there. They've been finding some kills. They've got 2 rounds. That last one in particular, a nice one. Lets them get aggressive here. And by aggressive, I mean that they buy in to 3 rifles. If they lose here, it's a 2-rifle buy for round 9. You know, they're just partial buying all the way down for the next couple of rounds if they don't get this one. So a bit of a risky buy, but rifles are better than pistols for sure, and so they have that advantage there. Rise Optimal will catch the first kill, and B side already opened up and defense gone. The retake trying to come in from the backside, and Rico and Dark Moon fly out the windows and come barreling in. Catch one. Rico scoops up a rifle as nades come through. Almost catch Rico, but they stay alive, and Kai clutches things for Bandit with some key headshots through the open hole, but does lock it in, and Bandit put another one on the board. The first 2 rounds, the all-important ones, locked in on the attack, and Bandit definitely had an economic advantage. If we had that chart, imagine the economy chart. Bandit would be going up into the green, and Determined would be plummeting into the red off of what was a solid attacking set themselves. But they're not, maybe they'd be plummeting down to the even line. They're not into the red yet. They lose here, they're in the red. But at this rate, Bandit do not want to move on to a 3rd map. They want to lock in a series win here. The other 2 maps are Ship and Hideout. So Ship could be a real reality for a series decider. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of notifications. We're doing our best to figure out the right pacing for them in chat. Just like Bandit are finding the right pacing here on attack. 2 for 1 over on the stairs, and Kai will pick up another down the long hallway. An aggressive, determined setup gets shut down, and now Castle here on the short corner tries to catch Rise Optimal, but in the chaos, Kai finds shots to the back, and Bandit, in the first 30 seconds of the round, collapse in. Back to the point, though. Yes, we see Streamlabs is doing a lot of notifications because we have a lot to notify you about. We got a lot of coupon codes, discounts that we want everyone to be aware of that is tuning in. I want to make sure we're sharing those and that you guys do use them. But we're looking for feedback, so we certainly can adjust the amount that the bot is posting links or anything like that. Can't hurt too much, though. Just provides helpful links. Regardless, I do appreciate the feedback. And Bandit, I'm going to go on the attack here for round 10. On a streak at this stage. 3 in a row on the attack. Looking to lock in their fourth and tie the series up 5-5. Pancake almost going down there to a slice of an angle that Rise Optimal held. They will go down to Kai on the other side, and here comes the pinch from the Bandit team. They've been pinching so well so far. Foam down, Kai here. They've been connecting big time for their team. Darkmoon actually will tuck into the smoke, and a site will be opened up. At least a kill over the top, and Kai finding more, denying the defense the ability to even get into position, and Bandit are running away on the offense here. 4 in a row, 2 more to go, and they take map 2 in the series. What's the economy like? Even, slightly red for the determined team. They're able to get 4 rifles, but only 4. And if they don't win here, I think they can buy into rifles again because it'll be a consecutive loss. But the best they'll be able to do is tie this map, and still we'll move on to a third map. So I guess there's 2 ways. You can tie this map, we'll get to that third map, or Bandit win these next 2 rounds. I see a stats question, which is easily answerable. You actually see all the stats of all the games played by an entire team by going to the website, looking at their match history, and seeing who they went up against. So they definitely have experience going up against master teams, which was the question. But what teams have they beaten in the master division? I don't know. I didn't have the time to look into it because they're flying in on the attack here. And the pacing has been quick for this team. Double open, hatch open, nades coming in, static emitter gone, B site in control of Bandit. The Taurus through the hole, almost catches one. Good bet, pinching in. Pancake there, and Kai can't clutch things like they have been. Instead, Castle will find several key kills. And although the plant is down, it's a 1v3 and elevates quite a distance away from that objective. They know they have to push this long hallway, and the defuse is going to come in from Determined. We're headed to a map 3. Bandit cannot clutch the full series in 2. And now the question becomes, do we go to that decider on map 3, or are we going to be tied here? Bandit have a chance to tie this third map, but that's maybe even harder to do than win, because at this point the loss almost feels a little bit like you'd rather just get it over with. But yeah, third map guaranteed. Hideout or ship. That's what's on the table. I see the prediction of map 3 being ship from chat, coming in from Flare. I think they're on the Bandit team, so they would know, but one of the Bandit or Flare, I don't know. Bandit or Determined, I don't know. I don't know all the. I don't have the team's rosters memorized. Okay, sue me. Ooh, Rico catches one with a nade. And as they get trapped in the courtyard, Goodbet springs out through a window to get Glitched Robot in the back. They can't linger much longer, and Elevate does finally push out, but not before they dive right into 2 trip mines, or at least 1.5. They'll tuck into a corner in the courtyard, and Bandit get absolutely denied entry into objective site. And they are essentially trapped in the courtyard now. No control inside this skyscraper building. And Elevate with a slice of health, waiting for the health syringe to regenerate, most likely, before healing. You get to hear that little audio cue once it's finished. And Bandit slowly works their way inside. Good bet. Rico on the short corner will peek, and Rico will find the refrag. Sauceman alone on the outside. Doesn't get caught by Rico, but is alone in a 1v4 with 1:20. No options of ecoing or saving for future rounds, because after this, we're moving on to map 3. They fend off Evil Pancake, vaulting out of bounds to try and find the kill. They're waiting for more of that, but not sure that it'll come. And where is the EMP? Oh, it's in Sauceman's hands, so planting is an option if they can get into the right spot. They see the trip mines. Or at least mine. I also can hear it. Even attempting to defuse it is risky. They will finally get it. And they will have to vault in. 20 seconds left. Oh, they could plant. They bait it out, and there's 2. Rico and Castle on the corner, Dark Moon reinforcing. And Determined, they'll take map number 2, just barely. Had a solid lead early, but then started to lose control and ultimately hanging on to it. And we're destined for, I think, my first map 3 decider. Maybe the second. So far this season. No, maybe third. We actually had a couple map 3 deciders very early in the season, which was awesome. Very good to see. I imagine both squads will be taking a brief break here. And so will I. Again, a quick shout out to our sponsors, ProTube VR, HyperX, Helga, the esports manager bot, and Triangle Factory, all coming together to support Breachers Season 1, contributing into that $8,500 in cash and hardware prize pool. Don't go anywhere. Map 3 coming up after this break.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth, years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Breachers VRML Season 1, Week 2. My name's Nightfire with 2 E's, and if you're just joining me, you've come in time for a heck of a finale to this series. So far, the scoreline 7-1 on Map 1 to Bandit, 7-5 on Map 2 to Determined. And you see it correct for round 3. We are en route to ship to round off the series. Determined will be on the attack. Bandit on the attack, Determined on the defense. And the series decider unfolds on the new map to Season 1 ship. Couldn't ask for a better way to sort of round off this exciting series, and at this stage I have no idea how this ship map is going to unfold. But I imagine both these teams have put in their time and work into understanding strategies. As they take control of stairs, the rest of the team connecting through the other side. They'll have control on the outside of B. As they open up their room that will walks them down to B site, they find nobody. Ultimately, it won't be until they actually open up B. They'll run into this defense from Determined, who is waiting for them to push. Goodbag Castle and Pancake are here. Bush Robot is too, and they've flown inside to find one. A trade over the top as Castle tries to battle back. Rise Optimal is here, though, and is all that's left. Maybe it's all they need, as the kill there ties things up 1-1. And Rico, maybe not necessarily aware. Where's the EMP too? Pretty tucked in here. Bandit has to go deep into the objective to get this, and it's underneath a couple of bodies. So there's really a big moment here for Rico to swing hard on this corner, but they're not anticipating Rise. It's already here until they spot their elbow, and Determined lock in the first defensive round. But it comes down to a 1v1. Where do the kills lie, you may ask? Well, let's take a look at our spectacular scoreboard provided to us by the lovely Offbeat. Helped program this in. Frecko with all 4 coming in there. Evil getting 1. But ultimately, that means that they'll only be able to get 2 rifles. Interesting that Castle, well, they must have managed their economy better in that first round. But Castle able to buy a rifle and not having any kills. They did have an assist, but I don't know how does assist. Oh gosh, chat. I should know that. Do assists give you cash? I don't think they do. I think you only get it for kills. But maybe that's changed. The attention to detail in this game. You hear squeaking every once in a while. It's the boots squeaking on the surface of the ship. Triangle Factory really just, well, love to see the update that they put out a month ago where this map was added and the changes to the economy. So far, it's made season 1 so much more exciting than the preseason. And I'm so hyped, to be honest with you, for Season 1. Bunch of new casters coming in the next coming weeks, so expect some new faces and more content ultimately getting put out there as Castle finds more kills for the Determined team. Sights open at A, and Rico's flanking through the long hallway. They catch one. On objective, the push comes in, and Bandit are out of sync. Trying to push in here into this A site. Determined putting up a solid hold, and Kai and Rise Optimal alone in a 2v5. And Rise so close to being able to see Rico there, but can't. They're just crouching slightly enough to stay out of sight. They run up to that top floor, and with only a minute left. Yeah, they were going to open up the hatch, but they're out of foam, I think. And Determined, now at full health with 2 rifles in hand, are patiently waiting for this push to come through. Kai will go down. Only 1 bullet needed there from that Vezin. And Rise Optimal, the Spectral, has to do a lot of work. We've seen 1v5 aces. Who's to say it's impossible, but I guess time will determine whether it's possible or not, and at this point, just simply wouldn't have been. Castle finds the kill, though, and Determined are in clear control. 2-0 scoreboard in their favor off of that last round in a major way. Rico with 5 and 3. Castle 3 and 1. Good solid score lines out the gate. And like I said, round 3, it is Determined, very much in control. Are we even going to get? Yeah, Glitch should be able to buy into a rifle. So we should see a full buy, but it puts them fully committed. I mean, what else are you going to commit? It's the final map of the series. But it puts them fully committing into this round. No looking back. I suppose after you lose 3, you'll get 2,500. You lose the next one is 3. So I don't. Yeah, they won't be able to buy rifles next round. Do or die here. In comparison, Determined can afford to lose, and we'll still have at least two rifle rounds. So, what do Bandit do? They've been looking so good today, especially on map 1. Even on their efforts on map 2, it was clean, and out the gate, a 1-for-1 trade. Another back-to-back trade there. No, they do have 1 extra now as Bandit are into a 4v3. I thought Sauceman caught another kill down the hallway. Interesting retreat from Bandit, though. They don't like where they were positioned. The entire team rotates out of that room area and over to Sauceman, who has control of the alternate entry path towards B. Maybe because they lost one? Not sure, but they did not want to commit to that plan. And they're instead going to be running right into Dark Moon, who's patiently waiting for this team to push in. And they'll catch a double kill over the top. A big play from Dark Moon on the stairwell, and they're happy with that. They drop all the way back, tuck in on this top floor. And a big play that puts this Bandit team a little confused. And oh, interesting. Actually, Bandit, yeah, they're going to eco. which is the right choice. They're going to hold on to 2 rifles. But a 2v3. Not impossible. A site wide open. Maybe a rotation to A instead? I don't know, but it could be either the rotation A or the eco. Either choice better than trying to commit to the push they were going for at B. Wait too long, though, and you give the team enough time to kind of recognize that a rotation could be coming. Yeah, and here comes the A-site push. Static emitter is down. Slows Glitch Robot just a bit. Who has the EMP? It's glitched, but they don't plant. And both Glitched and Kai swing too deep into sight. Get retaken by the Determined defense. And Determined are up 3-0. A comfortable lead at this stage. And like I said, off of that bye, Bandit are at an economic deficit. A vertical red mark from the start of the round for them. Determined really do have all the money they'll need for the rest of this half. And it's just going to be Bandit trying to scrape by. Next round, at least they'll be able to full buy. And I think if they consecutive lost 5 in a row, they'll be able to full buy round 6. So rounds 5 and 6 will look better for Bandit, but this one, yeah, they're just not going to have the money to get some good guns. No. Kind of roaming around here on this top floor. I don't even know if they really have a plan in mind to breach in, but you know, one thing I haven't seen is like the full eco where you just don't even play the round, you don't even give them kills to get money and just save and never push in. And the reason I say that is because it kind of feels like that's what's happening right now. This Bandit team's just kind of running around this top floor on the yacht, living the yacht life. And yeah, I think they're literally doing laps. They might be either just waiting this hatch play. Is that a yeah. They're waiting the hatch play. They have the foam down. So they're just kind of stalling this push out. Trying to throw the timing off their opponent. I was wondering if they really were going to do the full full team eco. No, they're full sending. As they dive down, Rico will catch a couple of kills. Not before they will go down, though, and a rifle is into the hands of Bandit Elevate. And that means Dark Moon goes down as they try and push in. And that's another rifle Kai could scoop up. And so they could have two rifles here. They play things right. Kai does not throw the nade they want the way they want to there, and that ends up doing big damage to themselves. EMP's down, but does get picked up, and Kai needs to get down the hallway to get this rifle. Two v 3 with the site open. Door blocker there to deny them entry into B. Even then, I don't think they even have enough foam to open up that wall. And so the door blocker might be their only option as Castle finds a nice passerby headshot. And with the clock ticking down, Kai has to push in, but they won't find anyone. The defense tucks away, and Kai, rightfully so, doesn't overcommit. Drops off, holds on to a rifle. That's the good choice. Yeah, that's the better choice. A little eco, a little save. Ultimately, it means they can buy a rifle for anyone that needs it, although I don't think they will. And if they lose here, like I said, I think they can still full buy. So I guess I don't know that it was even necessary, but hey, better to hold on to the cash at the end of the day. Let's take a look at the scores, though. And much like we saw from Determined in Map 1, Bandit are not getting a lot of kills. If you add up the total Bandit kills is 7 in comparison to Determined's 18. Double the kills means double the money in kill money, and that adds up quite quickly. If you have a 10 kill lead, it's 2,000 cash, 2,000 in credits plus. You do the math, okay? I do wonder statistically where ship will sort of fall. Is it going to be a one-sided sort of map? Is it going to be a defensive favored map? I don't know. I think the initial consensus is that it's more favorable to the offense. And if that is the case, Determined are doing a very good job here on ship, and I'm curious to see what their attacks look like, because their attacks have been super coordinated so far this afternoon. Dark Moon there, peeking out, threatening Kai and Elevate, and they push them off the window that both Kai and Elevate were looking to push into. A nice bit of defense there from Dark Moon to fend that off. They could also swing out and do it to both Rise and Glitch, but they've made their way inside. They didn't linger too long, and the rest of the team from Bandit starts to push in, clears out the room. We'll find a door blocker, static emitter, and several bits of utility before they even run into the entirety of this defense that's tucked in and waiting for them on A. Let's zoom over here before the kill comes through, but Glitched shuts down Dark Moon, trying to creep and crawl through the stairs. And as the door opens, the static emitter is still down. Gonna throw a deterrent out. 2 kills come through. A nice nade down to the back end. Will catch out Evil Pancake. And just like that, Castle's alone trying to hold things down, and Bandit are going to clutch up round 5. EMP plant goes down, and unless Castle pulls off a 1v4 clutch, Bandit will be going up around here at the very least. If they can go 4-2, we cannot count them out. Even 5-1. Castle's staying quiet here, though. Will they know Elevate's just around the corner? What's the timing going to be like? Elevate ready and waiting. Springs around to catch the kill, and Bandit put together a very clean offensive round. 4 rifles coming home with them into the next one, and so their economy woes are finally solved, but maybe it's a touch too late. Round 6. The final round before we swap sides and reset economies. And as we reflect back on the scoreboard, they nearly doubled the total kills. I mean, they had a total of 7 or 8 kills. They got 5 that round alone, so with 4 left alive, yeah, that's definitely going to help them get a little bit of control. But like I said, maybe a little too late. At the very least, they could go 4-2 and be set up for position to tie it up 4-4 into that big buy round. take the 2 pistol rounds. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. But this is the final round before we do swap sides, so we are seeing the full economy buys here, the full commitments into the door, all the door blockers, the static emitters, all the nades, all the surveillance drones, all coming out here. Rico been a standout shooter for this team so far. And a nade in hand, interesting. Wonder if they're going to try and toss that up the hatch. Optimal seems to be wary of that doorway at the very least. And utility is coming in, but none of it's going to be catching Rico. If they bounce a nade off the inside of that doorway, though, they would definitely have a kill on their hands. They don't know that, though. Only we do at home. And they won't commit to pushing in through that hatch. Whether it's because of Rico or not, they're not going to drop down. And the nade Rico had primed will not be thrown. And the defense pretty spread out here. And those bandits start to collapse around B. Oh, and there's Rico springing out to catch one. Nade comes through, doesn't go around far enough. And Rico does get identified. Their elbows do as well, but Dark Moon's going to peek the corner and support their team. On the backside, Elevate tried to push in, and ultimately Determined string together a coordinated hold. That puts them 5-1. 2 rounds away. 2 pistol rounds away from taking this series 7-1 on ship, but I don't think it'll be that easy. I want to see what Determined's plays do look like, but Bandit were looking relatively coordinated on their plays and pushes into sight, and they were not successful. So is that, a testament to Determined and the defense they've been putting out, or more so that it's hard to attack on this map? I thought, based off the the 2 rounds I've seen, the 1 or 2 times I've seen this map played, it felt to me like it was more offensive favored. So maybe Determined are in a good spot here going into this pistol set, but we'll have to see. Where does the momentum go? And notice that Dark Moon taps the window twice, but doesn't fully break the window, and only then hits it once to break it. It's just kind of like a little bit of a setup, just in case a defender wants to pop out of that window, because you can hear the attacking team. Dark Moon advanced through with Evil Pancake at their back, and the rest of the Determined scouting around. Making sure there's no roamers, making sure there's no Sauceman who finds a double. Drops back and gets shut down by Castle. Not before doing some good damage to this Determined offense, though. Good bet goes down. Elevate fends off. Entry through the long hallway. EMP goes down, but that'll be quickly scooped up by Castle. Rico drops off, and I wonder what the play is here for the Castle Rico duo now. 4 left alive for Bandit. Defense, static emitters down, and utility spent, but ultimately none of it really needed as these kills had come in before they've even gotten to the objective. I'll say that now as both Rico and Castle go down to pistol shots. They were about to push into the utility, but don't. And Rise Optimal finds a double. A big pistol round for Bandit. Exactly what they needed to hold on to this series, because otherwise Determined are, well, again, in control. 5-2. Enough money for a couple of rifles on Bandit's side, though. Going to be a bit even harder for this Determined team to break through. Little hydration break. We just go straight out of the picture around here. Foam down on a site. Might just be a diversion, though, as the rest of the team seems to try and set up from the inside and get ready to rotate. Maybe B, or it's going to be A pushing in through that doorway. Bandit are ready, though. Utility down. Aware of the danger points. And guy here with the rifle will catch the first kill over the top, over the static emitter. Reinforcements arrive from Elevate. Rico nearly goes down. Sauceman might be working a flank here as we have a trade on the back end. Rico does get picked up. And in the chaos, the push on B is underway. Rise Optimal shuts that down. And Castle's alone on the outside. 1v4, Bandit dominating the first 2 pistol rounds. 3 rifles. Bot, 3 rifles taken into the next round. Oh, and a great nade does some big damage to Castle's HP. They'll drop off of that B-side push, knowing that there's plenty of suppressive fire and even maybe more utility coming their way. But yes, it is Bandit in total control here. Rise Optimal looking for maybe a kill or 2, but even then, Bandit's not overextending. They're taking this defensive set very seriously. As they should be. They cannot afford to lose a round. Otherwise, the best they can do is tie. Three seconds left. Castle's going to not give them the extra dollars. but I don't know that it'll matter much, considering that they do make it out with their investment from last round unscathed, round win in hand, and yeah, their economy looking good for the foreseeable future. In comparison, Determined have to commit heavily into this buy. They just need 2 rounds, but they may only get 3 real good opportunities to get those 2 rounds. This one with the full buy. Next round they won't be because they'll be hurting. And then rounds 11 and 12, where they'll have the consecutive loss money coming in, and that'll help boost what they're able to do in those later rounds if they continue to lose. But that's the long road for Determined. A road that they do not want to take. They do not want to let Bandit back into this. And with these 2 pistol rounds going Bandit's way in this back half of map 3, the series feels like it's in Bandit's control. Rise Optimal will open things up with a trip mine kill. Rico will go down trying to enter in through a doorway. And more suppressive fire comes in. Guesswork from Rise Optimal. Static audio transmitter gives away the drop down from both Dark Moon and Castle. And so all this data coming into Rise Optimal. They know they have a kill from the trip mine, so that people are entering there. They know that they have 2 that drop down into the room to their left. And so the call out likely comes to the team that a site is getting pushed. And it certainly is. It's also getting shut down. As 1 kill comes in a piece, a nice nade there. Prevents any more entry. Static emitters abound, but it might not be enough. Elevate and Kai, the last 2 to defend. Evil Pancake does not have any health syringe, so 7 HP, and Dark Moon just around the corner. Kai watching the other site, wary of a potential plant. EMP's in Dark Moon's hands, though, and they are looking to push slowly into A. As soon as this audio comes in, going to give away the play, and so plant goes down. Dark Moon's going to stick it. That's good money for Determined. Money they needed really bad. Might not mean they win the round, but they needed the money from planting that EMP. Still, though, Evil Pancake is here. Grenade in hand. The time is ticking. And as they pop out, the duo will shut them down, and Kai will defuse the EMP. Plenty of time left on the clock, and Bandit sprinting towards a map and series victory of their own. A good stick, and I'm surprised that they let that plant go down, to be honest. I thought the push would have come in during that plant, but that's the benefit of sometimes just going for it. There was definitely a commitment into that plant where they went for the 1, 2, 3. There was no looking for any sort of alternate pushes or anything else, any sort of other aggression coming at them. It's a good stick. And it almost paid off, but again, I would have waited for the bait. I would have waited for them to try and defuse, wait for that audio cue, and then push. There's no reason not to wait for the audio cue, in my opinion. Especially if you're close. Outside of, again, trying to surprise your opponent. by jumping at them before they even go to bait the plant, you know what I mean? But, well, that's just kind of all timing. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes a team goes 7-1 on a map, and sometimes we battle for every round. Good nade comes in, catches one. Rico still has HP. The rest of the team chunked down big time. But through the smoke, we have Elevate and Glitched Robot just around the corner. Kai also ready to spring the trap, and as the team tries to push through the smokes, they get shut down by the defense. Rico alone in their efforts gets denied, and Bandit, without a single death or even a scratch on their bodies, take round 10. We are now 2 away from Bandit locking in this series. And I've been slacking on my replay duties, so need help with the clips, folks. Appreciate the help. Oh, but look at Bandit. Glitch Robot celebrating maybe too early. You don't want to get ahead of yourselves. There's still 2 rounds that need to be locked in. I don't know the tie at this stage puts them in a good spot. Let's look at this. 7-1 into Bandit's hands. Map 1. Yeah, that was a surprise, I think, considering the connoisseur votes were heavily in favor of Determined. 5-7 Determined on Skyscraper. And I suppose if they do tie this, they'll win on rounds. But I don't know how the ups and downs go, especially in when you're setting MMR, what the total impact of a tie is. But my understanding was if you win in rounds, then you go up in rank, and if you lose in rounds, you go down, but it's just by a much smaller margin than if you were to win or lose without a tie. But I don't know that makes sense. I think maybe both teams go up. Or maybe you don't move at all. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? This is why I said I don't know. But I could look into it. Outside of that, I do know that if you win, you go up in rank. If you lose, you go down in rank. And the amount of rounds you win does matter. So if you win a series, the bigger you win it by, the better. So if Bandit can lock in this map, they can lock in these 2 rounds, they'll have a solid win in their hands with a 7-1 map 1. A 5-7 map 2, where they got 5 rounds in their pocket, and then a 7-5 map 3. So they're close to a very solid series in week 2. But what a fight it's been. Bandit have not made it easy, and they're going to start. Excuse me, Determined have not made it easy. They're going to start with an early kill. But Rise Optimal chunks down the team with a nade, finds a kill themselves by peeking the corners. Glitched Robot peeking through the hole in the wall, and a tiny slice of an angle finds a kill. Castle flies in to the side of Sauceman, who's trying to fend off this push that's full force coming through into B site. Castle finds a kill on the Glitched Robot. A big kill at that, and Rise Optimal now the key element in defending and shutting down the Determined offense, 1 round away from Bandit taking the series. A reminder, both of these teams so far this season undefeated, albeit it's the 2nd week, so they're only 1-0. But the loser here will be taking their first loss of Season 1. Not something I imagine Determined want, and man, they have been determined to play so good so far in this matchup. Map 1 was a struggle, but Map 2 they started to come back, and Map 3 they've been fighting. Bandit really came in strong in Map 1, though, and I think that's really ultimately where the tone and pace got set. And I even think now Determined maybe kind of looking back and thinking back on that difficult Map 1 they had against Bandit. Ideally, they're not. They're focused on this round and looking to tie this series. They don't want to get their first loss, and if they can tie, well, that's better than nothing. 1-0-1. Definitely puts them in a better spot. Kicking off Season 1 when NMR gets set after 3 weeks. Determined make their entry into our final round. After rotating around the outside, trying to sort of solve, or at least get set up for their play. I think they're all ready to go. There's the push. Door blockers are down. Wall gets opened up. No, not quite. But definitely coordinated door blocker breach. Audio transmitter, not going to give away too much. Ultimately, Kai just going to hurt themselves with that immolation nade. Castle and Rico, though, have opened up the hole at B, and a little over-aggression from Rise Optimal as they go down. Rico, Castle have B control, and they know Kai has tucked into the corner. A nice nade comes out and over, catches Castle out. Glitch goes down, and Determined are going to tie. Wow. The final map, it's going to be 6-6. Unless Sauceman can pull out a 1v4 clutch here. A retake, no less, with the EMP down and planted. There's one. Nade comes in. Push comes through, and they shut down the last defender. Determined will tie this up, and that's that. Map 1 to Bandit 7-1. Map 2 to Determined 5-7. Map 3 tied 6-6. I believe that means the series ends in a tie. But again, I don't know what that means in terms of who goes up or down in rank based off of round wins and all of that. But I'll get the info so that next time I cast I can provide you that. But a fantastic series from both teams, and happy that we got this one on the broadcast. Oh, there's the old messed up replay. But appreciate everyone tuning in, enjoying the action, and a shout out to our sponsors who are contributing into the prize pool that is now over $8,600 in cash and hardware. Those sponsors include Helga, the esports manager, ProTube VR, HyperX, and Triangle Factory. We appreciate the support of our sponsors greatly, and please do remember to use the codes that we've been shouting out today. I love VRML for ProTube and HXVRML23 for HyperX. First month free for Helga, and more info about in-game gun skins for VRML coming soon. TM. So keep your ears to the ground. Maybe week 4 or 5 we'll have the answers for you. Maybe. No guarantees. I'll do my best. That's it from me tonight, though. Happy Saturday night. Hope you enjoyed it here. More games tomorrow, so be sure to tune in. But until then, stay classy. My name's been Nightfire with 2 E's. Talk to you later. Features VRML is brought to you by Triangle Factory, HyperX, ProTube VR. Thanks for watching.